G'day everybody, it's Peps here for Tips Out Round 15. Tips for the upcoming superstar, or as we like to call it, Footypalooza! Round of footy where every single game is where everyone in the 8 plays each other. It's only happened 5 times in 29 years, so I reckon we might get some special music out as we bang out our Footypalooza tips. J-Dog is not with me tonight, but I have got every one of his superstar selections for a great round of footy. All right, let's get into it tonight, 7:20 p.m. at the home of football, the Melbourne Demons versus the Brisbane Lions. For the D's, Jaden Hunt, Sam Wiedemann, Stephen May and Toby Bedford are in. Out, Daniel Turner injured with that concussion and fractured face in his debut game. Cade Chandler, the Mediscub sub. Max Gawn is injured and Mitch Downtown Brown has been omitted. In for the Lions, Callum Archie, Jack Payne, James Tunstall playing his debut. Good luck, young fella. And Thomas Berry are in. Darcy Fort is out. Darcy Gardner out, injured. Dane Zorko injured. Zach Bailey due to health and safety protocols. News James Tunstall, good luck, young man, for your AFL career. And Harris Andrews plays his 150th game. Well, it's a tale of two cities for this one. Whoever goes home is going to be the premiership favourite. It's as simple as that. And the D's, starting off with 10 in a row and then losing their last 3, will want to come back hard. And it doesn't get any harder than Stephen May slotting straight back into the back line. He is going to straighten everything up for the D's. Wiedemann's going to have to help Al Jackson in the rough. Toby Bedford will have some speed. We know Jaden Hunt is going to be the medical sub for the game. The Lions, they're going to be too tall down forward. They've got Hipwood, they've got Mr. Hipwood, and they've also got McStay down there. Will Melbourne be able to cover their backs? I'm not too sure. I'm going to cover their forwards. But the flip side, will Brisbane Lion Harris Andrews hasn't been playing great footy. So Melbourne, I reckon, might go in a little bit smaller. They'll be looking forward to the week off that they just had, and I reckon that they may be going to pinch this one only by a couple of goals. Hey, the big fella, the G-Dog, has gone for the D's by 42 points. Showing a lot of confidence in the D's, I tell you that. All right, heading into Friday, 24th of June, is the Wet Toast Eagles versus the Essendon Bombers, 8:40 p.m. Optus Stadium. Let's have a look at it. Josh Rotham, Liam Ryan and Tim Kelly all in. Dom Sheed out injured. Greg Clark, the best name in footy. How good is that? It's old school. Is the Medisub. Jackson Nelson, Smithy as they like to call him, is being omitted. And Jeremy McGovern once again is injured. In for the Dons, Kyle Langford, Nick Bryan and Will Snelling. Andy McGrath out injured. Andrew Phillips has been managed. Braden Ham has been smoked. And James Stewart is the Medisub. Kyle Langford playing his 100th game. Hey, Wet Toast weren't too bad last week, we must admit. But Essendon were playing some cracking footy. Best game they've played the entire season against a quality opposition. And funny enough, I actually think the West Coast Eagles will pinch this one as well too. They're going to surprise a few teams on the way home, and I just think McGrath and Phillips are two that are going to be a little bit too hard for Essendon to cover, and I just think Wet Toast, after their confidence booster, they're due to win another one for the year, and this is going to be an upset. I'm going to pick it 2 goals, and funny enough, the J-Dog has picked it by 2 goals as well. So we're both going with the Eagles, both going with the Ds. Here we go at Malvale Stadium, Western Bulldogs versus the Hawks of Hawthorn. In for the Dogs, Hayden Crozier and Jordan Sweet both in. Lockie McNeil out. Taylor Duray injured with that knee. Tim English injured as well. Interestingly enough, Cody Waitman with the arm from last week, the elbow, was rumours during the week that he wouldn't be playing, but he is holding his position, so it's good to see. Lots of ins for the Hawks. Connor McDonald, James Blank, the Warpedo is back in. James Warple, Jarman Impey, and Mitch Lewis. Quality ins. The Chad Wingard is out. Jackson Callow omitted. Josh Morris, Medi sub. Kyle Hardigan is also gone. Sam Frost has melted and he's injured. And Will Day, it's night for you with health and safety protocols. James Blank playing his first game for the season. I think Tim English and Taylor Duray are massive losses for the Dogs. Even though it is at Marvel Stadium, I just like the Impey, Warple, Lewis in. And Connor McDonald loves a bit of run off that half-back line. I'm going for an upset here. I'm picking the Hawks to take this one out by no more than 3 goals. The J-Dog, he's gone for another home team. He's gone for the Dogs, and he's picked them by 22 points. So he's showing a lot of faith in home teams so far for round 15, which we like to call, everybody, what do we call it? That's right, Footypalooza! All right, let's get back into it. Saturday, June 25 again, 1:45 p.m. Ooh, that is gorgeous. Marvel Stadium, Carlton versus Fremantle. And funny enough, the previous game is also a Friday night. So they've gone double header, which nobody likes. And hopefully the AFL will get their heads around and fix that up for next year. The Blues, once again, backline have been hit. Brody Kemp, Josh Honey. That's a sweet one coming in. Jack Martin injured, Lachlan Fogarty out, and Sam Durden, first game for the club, out again. Jack Nunes playing his 200th game. And in for Fremantle, have a look at this. Liam Henry, Matt Taberner, and Michael Frederick. You couldn't ask for a bigger three to join in. Blake Acres has gone out to pasture. He's injured. Darcy Tucker, the medical sub, is out. Michael Walters, dehydrated, and he is injured. And Sam, the Crystal Man, Switowski, injured as well too. I'm just going with Fremantle. Taberner and Frederick are massive ins. Taberner can tear a game away. You've got Fife down in the forward line. Liam Henry, they're just playing cracking football at the moment. They shouldn't let this one slide, and they're just going to be too much for Carlton's backline. I know their midfield is sensational. I know they've got the twin towers up front with Curnow and Mackay, but they're just going to be too strong, Fremantle, and they know that they could be one game clear on the top of the ladder if they beat Carlton this weekend, and they are going to be priming themselves for it. All right, here we go. The Geelong Cats versus Richmond. Funny enough, Geelong whinge that they don't play enough home games, but they've put this one at the MCG. So, you know, you can't have it that you have all your games down at JMHBA, but you're willing to take the big crowd here. So, don't want to hear any more of your suki la-las, Geelong. Playing Richmond at home, good footy at the moment, Richmond. 4:35 p.m. MCG. Another shaper for the 8. Cats could slot in the top 4. Richmond can slot in for top 8, and the way they're playing, potentially top 4. They're a little bit behind the 8 ball on this one, but I think they've got the time and the weeks to be able to claw themselves in. They just got to keep winning, and that's in their hands. Gary Rowan, Jack Henry, Max Holmes are in. Cooper Stevens omitted. Francis Evans is out. Luke Dalhouse omitted. Zach Guthrie managed. Probably the best player going around in the game at the moment, and that is a big statement. Jeremy Cameron playing his 200th game. He has been magnificent every single year of his career, and he's just getting better. And the way he just controls forward lines, to think that he is probably the second or equal best forward, and you've got Tom Hawkins, that would be a midfield. Would love to be kicking to that type of forward line. He's back. Justy Martin's in. Sordo and Jack Ross, the other Smithy with 2 first names, is in. Hugo Ralsmith out. Kane Lambert injured. Noah Bolter, he's run away and got himself injured. And the Koch, he's injured as well. Rightio, who do you go with this one? So do you go with the team with the 2 power forwards, or do you go with the team who's looking like they're playing some of their old 2019, 2020 surge football? The J-Dog has gone with the Cats by 27 with this one. Peps, he's actually going with, I'm going with Richmond. I'm going against the grain on this one. Richmond are going to take this one out because it's on their home deck. They love playing at the G. There's got to be an upset sometime this weekend, and I think this is going to be it. Like I said, J-Dog has picked them to win by 27. I'm saying Richmond by 4 goals. And in the previous game, the J-Dog has gone completely off his rocker, but that's what we love about the big fella. He's gone the Carlton Blues by 54 points. I'm going Fremantle by 4 goals. So I'm going a lot of close games here. He's going for blowouts. Well, this could be a blowout when you look at the outs for Saint Kilda. They were shit Kilda last week. Can they get back to their Sainter form from earlier in the season? Let's have a look at it. 7:25 p.m, SCG, New South Wales. It is Super Saturday for Footypalooza! In Ryan Clark and the love bite, Tom Hickey is in. Colin O'Riordan is injured. Peter Laddams, suspension. You could actually change that to stupidity. Should have got more than 1 week. That is a disgrace. And Sam Wicks, he's burnt out and is omitted as well. In for the Saints, Cooper Sharman, Jack Steele is in. Bradley, Jack and Jill ran down the hill. He's out for personal reasons. Higgins is out. Snags is being dropped, which I find kind of surprising. He hasn't been their worst. And Paddy Ryder has been managed once again, probably with that Achilles injury. So it is still causing him issues. The Swans, they were pretty average last week against Port Adelaide, and St Kilda were average against Essendon. So these are two teams that want to bounce back quite quickly to try and get themselves back on the winners list and cement their spot in the 8. These are the two most susceptible teams, sorry about that, listeners, in the 8. I'm just going to go with the Swans. I think Ryder is going to be a massive out, and then having to cover off against Hickey is going to be tough for the Swans to do. Franklin will be back to he loves playing back up there. I think this is the confidence booster the Swans get, and they'll win this by about 5 or 6 goals. I just can't see St Kilda getting back, and the trip down the ladder is going to continue. J-Dog's gone, the Swans by 14 as well. So let's roll in to Sunday the 26th. What a cracker of a game. This is going to be at the G. This is almost giving us chills to the 2018 prelim, which I was lucky to go to. Collingwood versus GWS Giants. Actually, I think it was the 2019, so I might have got that wrong. But it doesn't really matter because Aiden Begg is in, Caleb Poulter's in, Isaac Chugg is in, Trey Rusco is in for the Pies. Out is Jordan Dugowie, personal reasons. We're not going to go into it. You know what's happened. Isaac Chugg, or otherwise Skull, is in for his first game, so good luck to you, mate. And for the GWS, have a look at this, everybody. Callum Brown, Daniel Lloyd, Kieran Briggs, Phil Davis, Tim Taranto, Wade Derrickson, Xavier O'Hallahan in. Braden Pruce has been suspended. Pete Ling is injured. Ryan Angwood injured. And Zach Sproul out as well. Wade Derrickson playing his first game, so good luck with your AFL career. You can't say that Collingwood haven't been playing good footy. They have been sensational. They've knocked off a number of top 4 and top 8 teams in the last number of weeks, and they're going to go out, and I think they're going to beat GWS, even though GWS have looked like they've had the shackles ripped off them by Mark McVeigh. I just think at the G, Collingwood will be too strong, and once again, surging to solidifying that top 8 spot. They know that there's definitely one up for grabs. Someone has to drop out. And I just think that with the way St Kilda are playing at the moment, they're not too shabby. And you know what? The big fella, Mason Cox, is playing his first game as an Australian citizen. So good luck to you, champ. So I'm going the Collingwood Magpies, and I think they're going to do this quite convincingly by 28 points. J-Dog is going by 75. He's massively on to the Pies. All right. A couple games to go. North Melbourne versus Blundstone Arena. Is this the battle for the number 1 draft pick? Because Adelaide have been pretty shabby over the last number of weeks. North, they've just been pretty shabby all season. The stiff one, Aidan Bonar is coming in. Ben Mackay, so they're finally going to get him back down in that fullback slot, which makes life easy. The hyphen, Callum Coleman-Jones, Cam Zurhaar, Jackson Archer and Taron Thomas all in. Massive ins for North. Out is Jack Zeeble. The hyphen, Horn Francis with his stupidity last week. And Lockie Young, he'll be a bit older in wiser by not doing that again. Jackson Archer, the son of the great Glenn Archer, plays his first game, so good luck to you. Chase Jones, Elliot Himmelberg, Schoenberg, and the swinging door, Mitchell Hinge. They're all in. Riley Thilthorpe has been injured. Milestones, Darcy Fogarty playing his 50th. Chase Jones playing his 50th. I'm going for an upset here. With all those ins for North, they will be creaming in their jeans, playing down there in Frostbite Central, which is Tasmania, Blundstone Arena. I think they're going to pinch this one. I really do think they're going to pinch this one. And Adelaide are going to have a good, hard look at themselves. I'm going North by a goal. J-Dog is going he's going North Melbourne by 3 points. And we have got the last game of the weekend for Footypalooza! And that is the Port Adelaide of Power versus the Gold Coast Suns. 2 teams on a streak at the moment. Port Adelaide, where have you been all my life? You missed the first 5 games, and then since then, I think you've only lost 1. So playing cracking footy. And the Suns are shining lighter into the season than they ever have. Let's have a look at the ins at the moment, like they are only squads at this particular moment in time. JC Burgoyne, Miles Bergman, Stevie Motlop, Taj Schofield, Boki and Trent McKenzie all in. Bryn Teakle injured, Tom Cleary health and safety, and Zach Butters unfortunately melted in the win last week, and he is injured. Jace Burgoyne and Taj Schofield, good luck for your first games for the Power Boys. Have a look at this for the Suns. Brandon Friorini, Chris Burgess, Elijah Hollands, Malcolm Rosas, Rory Atkins, and same day in. Connor Buderick out injured. Their highlight reel, Joel Jeffrey out injured, and Will Powell with that shocking injury last week is injured as well too. Elijah Hollands playing his first game for the year. I'm going to keep this simple. The J-Dog has gone Port Adelaide, and he's put his neck out on the line here, and he says that his mob are going to take this one by 34 points. I think he's going to be right, and that's nothing against the Suns. But Port, if they do what they did against Sydney last week, and they do that this week. I can't see Gold Coast getting them. But having Chol and, the guy who can't kick, I've forgotten his name, I've gone blank, down there at full forward for the Suns, they've just been sensational this year. And they're going to be two hard targets, but I just think it's probably just a little bit more class with Port Adelaide, and at home, they'll definitely want to be going 2 weeks in a row. So both going, he's going Port Adelaide, I'm going Port Adelaide. That's tips for the round 15 of footy. We're going to get the tunes as we rock off to another week. It's round 15. We know it's Footypalooza. I'm Peps. J-Dog will be with me on Tuesday night for Lace Out as we review all the news and games for this current round. Remember, give us a like, give us a subscribe, tell everybody about us. We love you people, and that's tipped out from Lace Out because it's how you want your footy.